Okay guys, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We're back at the off-grid cabin. Now, guys, I have finally began to work on the 12-volt system a little bit. Wanda and I have been staying at the off-grid cabin for quite some time now at night, and it's kind of difficult because there's no lights, and we're having to go to the restroom and tote a flashlight and stuff like that. So we decided to take the Bluetti that we've got and hook up our 12-volt system for the bathroom only right now as an experiment to see how we're going to use the 12-volt system throughout the cabin and whether or not it's even going to work. So we've got it figured out. I think we're going to be able to do it. The first part, if you go back and watch our previous video we put up of step one of building the 12-volt system with the light switches down here. Now that's on the other video. We talked about the light switches, how I went about building them, how we ran the wiring back through here, how we came up to this 12-volt bar. Now this is a marine bar, come off of a boat, and how we did the negatives on one side, the positives on the other side. Polarity is big with 12-volt. And then how I wired in this 12-volt cigarette lighter system here into that. We got that on a video. This can be unplugged and took off of here. We talked about how this is the weakest link in it. All this is 10 gauge wiring. This is 16 gauge right here. Now this is the Bluetti. This is 110 volts at 300 watts. And we got 12 volts at 10 amps. So we shouldn't be pulling over 10 amps with anything. So what we do is, this is made to just plug in here on the Bluetti. Now what we'll do here, the Bluetti, you just punch a power button and hold it on. As we can see, the battery's completely full. It has a DC button and an AC button. Now the 12 volt's going to be DC, so we're going to push the 12 volt down. We see the light comes on here. That tells us this is charged. Now we have the negative side hooked up right here. And we have the positive side hooked up over here. What that does for us is tells us that now we have power coming to these switches over here. So what we've done is we've taken the positive side of this, which goes to the switch, the negative side coming out of the switch coming over here, and we've hooked it back to the negative side of the wire that we have running to the bathroom. Now the bathroom wire here that we've got run, I'm going to try to get this out where you can see it because I kind of got it tucked in behind it here. The negative side of the bathroom wire is hooked up here on the top side of the negative side of the bus bar. The positive side of it, we have right here with a wire nut on it, is running back to this switch right here, which is the first switch. Now, what Wanda and I do, and a lot of people's going to say, well, this is really inconvenient for us. This is our bedroom. When Wanda and I come out of the bedroom at night, we're walking right here to the bathroom. We're opening this door. The light switch is right here. Okay. For the 12-volt system, for me to come out of the bedroom at night, the Bluetti, see that green light? That's an LED light on the Bluetti yonder. That LED light lights up this whole hallway here like a night light for us. So that's another plus. But when I come right here, okay, I could flip this switch right here. But because we have no electricity hooked up to the cabin, then it would be useless for me. The only time this switch works is if we plug the generator in to the cabin. Now, if I step right here and I flip this switch, what's the difference? I'm still one step from right here. So if I flip this switch and I come into the bathroom, you have to realize at night this room is pitch black. But like it is, I have two travel trailer lights up here on the top that are 12 volt, and I have them ran in conduit. The conduit comes into here. I built a wooden block around it. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it here. I have a wooden block built around it here. The conduit comes into the back side of it and it's wired into the top of it in there. So what I do is we leave this on all the time. Like we can do one of them or we can do two of them. We leave both of them on right now. That way as soon as we get through using the bathroom at night, we still have light to be able to see. We're able to come here to the door, walk up the step, come right here. Because the light's still on, we can open our bedroom door where we can see, and then I'll just reach over here. I'll flip this off. It kills the bathroom light. The Bluetti is still on, so the LED light is still shining, so I can still see. And then we're able to come here and go into our bedroom and close the door. Guys, this is the first phase of our 12-volt lighting system here at the cabin. It has worked out perfect for us. It's turning out real well. Everything will be running conduit. We have conduit coming up here. We have an LB right here, punched through the wall. It goes straight out over into yonder. You always want to run your 12-volt in conduit because 12-volt will overheat if you're not careful and you get something off and it will catch on fire. So you want to make sure it's all ran in conduit. This is going to be kind of like our little mechanical area right here, all this. Now these other switches, one of these will be for the kitchen, one will be for the porch, one for the bedroom. There's going to be all these switches across here. Now these won't be what we'll be using all the time, but when we need lights at night, we will have this, because during the day, in the cabin here, we don't need any lights because the way I designed this cabin, there's ample light all day. The bathroom has plenty of light during the day. I'm actually in the pantry area now. We have plenty of light in the pantry because I have a window in the pantry. We have a large window in the bedroom. We have huge windows in the living room. We have a window in the kitchen. Guys, the whole cabin is lit up during the day with no problem whatsoever. The only time we need lighting is at night. This is a lot more economical for us. Now, the little small Bluetti here will run our lighting sufficiently. We're actively looking into purchasing a lot larger one, maybe a 1,000 or 1,500 watt solar generator here to run everything in the cabin with. That's our end goal, is to have one big enough just to run the whole cabin so we don't have to burn a fossil fuel in the generator to run the cabin. So that's down the road for us. If we can financially get what we can afford to get a bigger one, then we will we'll move toward that goal. But right now, this is all we have for running the lighting in here in the mechanical room. Now we do have other types of 12-volt lighting. I want to take you into the kitchen and show you the 12-volt lighting system we have set up in there. Okay, we're in the kitchen now, and I'm going to show you, we have under cabinet lighting in here that we are using at night. Now it's 110, but I have a Rockpal 300 watt, they call it a solar generator, that we have hooked up to 110. What I've done is the lights that's underneath the cabinets in here, I've wired a 110 plug-in, 3-prong plug-in into that system, and we are plugging it into our Rockpal solar generator up high up here. Right here. We have the plug-in, it's plugged into it, and all I do is at night I come in here and I punch the button and I turn it on. And you can see that little lights come on here. I'm pushing 11.3 volts. And look at this. All the lights come on underneath the cabinets here. I have one more over here I leave turned off, because we have that one on. Guys, this gives us all the lights we need at night to be able to see underneath the kitchen cabinets and on the countertops. And we have one over the kitchen window here that lights up the sink. And this is all done with the Rockpal sitting up above it up there. I know it's a little difficult to see because of the lighting in the cabin here. But this is a small 300 watt Rockpal solar generator. Okay guys, the Rockpal 300 and the Bluetti in yonder both last us a week easy with just using the lights at night when we need to. Now, we have a little small 99 watt Bluetti that we use for the light in between mine and Wanda's chair. That at night we turn this thing off and we just use a little 99 watt one to run one light in between us and a chair over there at night, so we have a light to be able to see if we want to read or whatever we want to do. So guys, right now the little solar generators are what we're using to power up the off-grid cabin. And if I need to run the 110 receptacles for any reason, we have a little cook surface thing we use in here and things, then I crank my generator up and we run the generator. But that's usually for only about 15 minutes a day is what we use the generator for. Now that's a very minimal amount. 5 gallons of gas will run me for weeks here at the cabin, just running at 15 to 20 minutes a morning to cook with. After that, we need nothing during the day. At night, we have this Rockpal up here, 300 watt. We have the Bluetti in yonder that we're using, and the little 99 watt Bluetti in here. Guys, we're actively looking for one big solar generator that we can run it all on, so we don't have to have all these little small generators sitting around everywhere running everything. We'd like to be able to plug in one in there in the pantry, in the mechanical room, and be able to do it all from there. So that's our end goal, but right now we're making do with what we have. So thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.